Hello everyone, I'm Mihail and with my colleague please,
Mihai.
we wish you welcome to the Michaels. It will be an interesting episode of today with an amazing person. Please, this is the first episode of Welcome to the Michaels podcast and today we have an interesting person, Mr. Tudor. How are you, Mr. Tudor?
Hello, and thank you for inviting me. I'm doing very well, and I'm glad to be here.
Nice, amazing. First of all, who are you exactly? Because it's also important for people who watch us to know who are you.
Well, I'm a simple guy from the northern part of Romania. I'm 27 years old, and I currently study computer science. But my biggest passion is traveling, which I like to do in my spare time.
Great.
And
So,
where do you like to travel to, Tudor? Most
Well,
of the
this is the long story because the way it started doesn't look similar to the way it is right now. But I think we should start from the beginning maybe because um, it's a lot to talk about.
okay, we are listening. Please, it's your moment of shine like a
China.
diamond.
Well, as of today, I've been to 27 countries. I also count Romania because if I wouldn't count it and I would visit all the countries in the world, I couldn't say I visited all of them if I don't also put Romania because some people ask me why I put Romania. So the first one
Cool.
is Romania because I was born here and I also visited different parts of Romania. After that, I've been through the country for the first time alone during secondary school and high school, and I realized I like to travel. And because of this, I got enrolled in a school trip to France, which I also really liked. It was my first time abroad, and because of this, after that. At the end of high school, I traveled to three other countries alone for the first time. And this is how my passion for traveling started. Since then, I discovered a lot of ways to travel cheaply, and I've been to many
Nice.
other countries, 27 in total.
Just in Europe or also abroad of this continent?
Also abroad, Europe, North America, and
Hmm.
Asia.
Which country from Asia, please?
Turkey and recently Armenia and Georgia.
Uh,
Hmm.
okay, so with good dishes, right?
Yeah, very good dishes. And also close to Europe. I haven't been into further Asia so far.
Wish you all the best to also visit
Thank
some
you.
countries like Indonesia with Bali or
I have a question. I have a question for you, Tudor. Why have you decided to make cheap cheap excursions, like travel cheap?
Well,
Or like
when I started, I was basically at the end of high school, beginning of university, so I didn't have lots of money, and some people, like my family, told me it's very expensive to travel, but I didn't want to think it's like that because I saw many people traveling. So I looked online for ways to travel cheaply, and I discovered a lot of ways to do this. For example, how to find cheap airplane tickets, finding a lot of promotions and stuff like this. And for example, I can tell you about my first trip abroad, which was after I finished high school. I had only some money from a competition that I won. It was
congratulations.
like, thank you. It was like only 100 euros, but it was very useful. And pocket money, which uh, I had since middle school and high school. I just got pocket money
Good
from
boy.
when I went shopping. Like my mother said, buy a bread, and she gave me 10 euros or something like this, and 1 or 2 euros I put aside. And it doesn't seem like much, but at the end of high school, I had another like 100 euros. So
Romanian
100
style.
euros, yeah, 100 euros from a competition, 100 euros from pocket money, and 100 euros I just invested in this trip. And with only 300 euros, I've been to Austria, Slovakia, and Hungary.
Hmm.
So it was,
Slovakia.
I think, more than a week.
By train or
I arrived to Vienna in Austria by airplane, and after that I got a bus to Slovakia, and after that to Budapest and back home.
hmm. And what was the most craziest thing you did there in this
Um,
first trip of yours? What was the most craziest thing you
Memorable
did?
moment.
I've had crazier experiences after that trip. That one was not uh, very strange in any way. It was simple, but it was a little bit hard for me because it was my first time abroad. So this is the only thing that made it special, let's say.
Hmm. Okay, we're gonna go that in our discussion in our podcast when in your experiences what we have encountered. So, uh, to get back, so you started visiting only Austria, Hungary, and
Slovakia.
Slovakia.
Slovakia. Hmm. Very good choice of countries.
Yeah, thank you. That's
They're
actually
also
I can add something. I thought Austria is not my type of country. I thought Vienna is not my type of city because it was I don't know, very cultural and old style. And even though I like cultural things, it was very old style, like not new buildings, only old buildings, old style. And I thought, okay, I'm not really into this. But after I've been there, I realized it's my favorite city. And still until today, it's one of my favorite cities, like top three, let's say.
what about
Amazing.
the people there? How
Um,
were you treated?
the people were nice, like in many other countries. An interesting thing is that Vienna and Bucharest are like the same population and same surface size. But in Vienna, you see a lot less people, a lot less cars. For example, in Bucharest, it's more, the city is more chaotic. You see a lot more people, a lot more cars and stuff happening. In
What
Vienna,
about homeless
people
people?
were calm in Vienna, and yeah.
Homeless
What
people.
about the homeless persons?
In Vienna, not so many. I've seen in other countries like United States, France, maybe. In Vienna and Austria, not so many,
And
honestly.
about situation with cats and dogs without owner.
Um, that's an interesting thing because I was always afraid of dogs. And in Romania, if you go to a village or a small city, you can encounter a lot of stray dogs. But in Western countries, fortunately, it's not the case. Like all the dogs and cats are owned by some people or they are in shelters, so you don't
Mhm.
see on the street. There are other countries where you can see a lot of cats on the street, for example, like Turkey or Ukraine. Even Romania, technically, I've seen statistics where we are number one in Europe at cat ownership. But on the street, I think in Turkey and
And Greece,
Ukraine, you can see the most.
and also Greece, if
Okay,
you
I
have
haven't
visited.
been.
I will
Ah,
discover in
okay.
the future, near future,
Yeah,
about
Yeah.
Greece.
yeah, in Athens there are a lot of cats. Like
Good
in
to
all
know.
the Greek cities, there are a lot of cats. If you visit it in the future,
Hmm.
but
Good.
also they're not docile like our cats. They are very feral. So be careful, don't touch them.
Okay, good to
they
know.
they are angry. If you look at them like if you just look at them 2 seconds, uh, they want to attack you or maybe get some food from you. And if you don't have food, they'll gather the other cats and meow you.
Oh,
They're like
Meow meow in a gang. I
yeah,
understand.
okay.
they're like a gang. It's very very funny if you encounter that in the streets.
Another interesting thing related to this is that I've seen, for example, in Georgia, where I've been recently, the dogs are extremely friendly. So for me, who I'm scared of dogs, it was really good because I encountered a lot of dogs and all of them were friendly. Not a single one was
Hmm.
angry or something. They were very friendly,
Also
very
the
nice
big
dogs.
dogs.
Yeah, big, small, all of them were very nice.
So,
Very nice. One question, because we talk about animals and your 25, sorry, 27 countries which you visit. In your traveling, do you see also another animals than dogs and cat, which were without owners?
That's a good question because I have some interesting answers. For example, in the United States, I've seen
Raccoon?
I think I've seen one in a country. I don't remember exactly where. I remember, but something that I didn't expect in the United States was honestly, I don't know exactly what they were. They were like sea animals and crabs. I don't think in English it's crabs.
Like
Crab
crabs,
in
crabs,
Romanian.
crabs.
Yeah, or I think they have another name in
Name.
English.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly, but they look like dinosaurs. They are like this big and
Really?
they look like a very hard turtle. And it looks like a combination between a dinosaur, an animal, a turtle, and an alien, basically. And they were all over the beaches in at the ocean.
In which part of the world? In USA?
In USA on the East Coast.
With Miami, Florida, or another one?
Northern in Delaware, but I think it's also
Okay.
valid for Miami, probably.
Okay. Good to know.
It's the
Lobsters. I think
horseshoe crab or lobster.
it could be horseshoe crab or lobster, but I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Anyway, they
So,
look very scary.
okay, we have
Like
something to look.
Um,
I tried to search for it.
it looks more similar to the one on the left, up left.
This one.
Similar, yeah.
Crab
Okay.
turtle. Okay, this is
Um,
something new.
yeah, something like this, and they are usually dead on the beaches, and when you find them, they look like dinosaurs.
And it's they are 100% dead, or it's just, I don't know, just sleeping.
For sure they are not
What
sleeping.
question was that, my friend?
Yeah, because something sometimes when you look at one thing, it looks something, but they have another opposition. They are just relaxed on the sun, maybe not dead.
Well, if they are relaxed on the sun for 1 hour, it's surely dead. So
We talk about animals. Some of them are so strange, in my opinion.
yeah,
The
yeah.
animal world sometimes is so strange.
Well, that's the thing about animals. Cats, dogs, horseshoe crabs. Uh, it's nice that you have encounter some alien type of animals in America, like that one, like that something turtle, something crab.
Yeah, yeah. And I
But what
liked that there are also a lot of animals you can see on when you go outside. For example, there were rabbits around the house, but they didn't do any harm to anyone. They were just
Fluffy.
playing in the grass, and yeah.
I
Be
have
like a
some,
rabbit. Be fluffy.
I I have some. Well, enough about animals. Let's talk about the other animals like us, humans.
Our soul. How
Okay.
are our soul? With demons, with angels, for example, Mr. Tudor. How are you today? With demons or with angels?
That's a very hard question.
I
I
like
think
hard things, so please go ahead.
I'm not sure right now, but maybe I will know at the end of the day when I draw the conclusions.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, during this type of podcast, we prepare two interesting moments for our guest. For example, today, Mr. Tudor Roman from Romania, Moldavian region. Our first moment for you, if you're ready, it sounds like this. Mr. Tudor, are you ready for the moment of the truth?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Tudor, please think about yourself, about your experience, about traveling, about what you learned during all of this amazing trip, and reflect. And please, if you want to share with us about one decision which make you who are you today, because when you are traveling I think you see a lot of things, and also you interact with a lot of people. So be honest with us, why are you today a brave guy from Romania who loves to travel and to be a great guy? Please, Mr. Tudor.
Okay, so the first thing that comes to my mind is the trip I already told you about at the end of high school, because that's the reason why I started to travel to other countries, and now it's a big part of who I am. But because I already talked about that, I would like to talk about a second thing which makes me who I am today, let's say. So the first trip that I talked about at the end of high school was the one that made me want to travel. But another trip which I made me more adventurous, which is also a big part of who I am today. And this is when I did a trip to the United States, where I've been as a student, as uh, a
Erasmus.
student over
Something
not
like
not
work and
Erasmus,
travel.
work and travel.
Okay,
Ah,
work and
okay,
travel
good.
student.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. I think we will have a lot of people who want to take to go to work and travel, and this is a good moment to find your guy, Mr. Tudor. Advices about work and travel, please.
Okay, so as I said, this is a trip where I've been more adventurous, and after that, I became more, even more. So the reason for which I'm saying this is because, well, first of all, it was a much longer trip. It was on another continent. Uh, I've been with a friend, and we also lived there and worked there. So it was a very different experience for me.
So
Uh,
no vacation, also
um,
working. Okay.
it also contained vacation inside of it, but basically it was mostly work and uh, living there basically for 3.5 months. And
Mhm.
I also did some other things there which were a little bit scary or dangerous. For example, skydiving, or I've been to some bad neighborhoods in Philadelphia. Um, Things like this, which made me even more adventurous after I realized them.
Why Philadelphia is dangerous? Is dangerous than, I don't know, Berasca or Berceni in Romania?
Probably
Very-
yes. Probably
Why?
yes. Well, like other big US cities like Los Angeles or New York, it has good parts but also bad parts. Right outside of Philadelphia, on the other side of the river, there is a smaller city, which it is also in the Philadelphia metropolitan uh, city,
Area.
Area.
basically.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's called Camden, and it's one of the most dangerous cities in the world.
Isn't that a film called Straight Out of Campton?
Well, there is Campton, there is also Camden, and there is another Camden. There is the Camden where I've been in Philadelphia, which is very dangerous. Another Camden in the UK, which is also very dangerous. I don't know why they have the same names. And also Campton, which I think is also in the UK, but I'm not sure if it's dangerous or not.
The first, the second, and the third.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something like the first one is the most dangerous, the second one are with people from the first one, and the third one is by migration from UK to USA. History facts.
They
Maybe.
wanted
Okay.
to they wanted to take the tradition on.
Yeah, it's important to have tradition. If you forget your tradition, you are not the same person.
Yeah, if you
Like
don't
Romanian,
survive, if you
with
don't
all the stuff
survive,
of
you're not
tradition.
the same person. It's
You have the
like
same name,
like
you
that
have the
there.
same date of birth, But about your soul, maybe something is the click trigger.
Yeah, in the United States, they have a lot of names that we also have in Europe. For example, they have cities that are called uh, like Bucharest or Paris or London or something like this, and there are multiple of them. So they have a lot of copies regarding names.
Mhm.
York, for example. New York and York from UK.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it doesn't have any similarities with York, New
Oh yeah,
York.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm. So work and travel make you who you are today. All right. But what I want to understand better about this type of experience, do you think maybe it was one moment in your experience of this for, I don't know, 5 seconds when you say something like, oh man, why I'm here? I want to be home. Because sometimes for me, when I'm traveling, it happens.
There was such a moment. It wasn't 5 seconds, it was 30 seconds. It's
Ooh.
when I was doing skydiving. I was
Oh,
like, I was extremely afraid, like shaking before I did it, but I said, no, I want to do it. I want to do it. In my head, I actually wanted to cancel it like every day until the day came. I wanted to cancel it, but I said, no, I don't have to cancel it. I need to do it. I don't want to be a coward. So I was really afraid. And yeah, basically, when I was in the airplane and the people there opened the door, and I felt the cold air in the middle of the summer, and everything below me was high definition. Because when you travel by plane, you don't realize, but even if you have very clean windows, it's not the same experience as when you open the door.
it was
Everything
not a
becomes
3D movie, it was 4D movie.
Yeah, yeah, basically everything became high definition, high contrast, and I realized, oh, I shouldn't be here. So, and actually, I had a moment of hesitation um, right before jumping because I was in my head saying, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I should tell the guy, no, I want to stop because you can do that. But
You
You
want
know,
the instructor, like
yeah,
the instructor, uh, put you on like in the kangaroo
yeah, yeah.
suit. Ah, okay.
I was already with him on the side of the airplane, right to jump, but I said, "Hey, maybe I'm not maybe I don't want to do this." But he he understood me very well. He saw that I actually want to do this. I'm just really scared, and he said, "Nah, you'll be fine." And he pushed
he
me basically,
discovered your
and
potential
yeah,
to be a brave guy.
yeah, yeah. He said, "Nah, you'll be fine," and we just jumped. And after that, I
If you
screamed, and
die, we die together, no problem. It's not the
We
first
died
day for
together.
me with
yeah.
people who are afraid about this.
And
I've
until the parachute opened, it was like 30 seconds of extreme fear, and I didn't even know if I'm breathing or not, which made me really scared because nobody told me. But because of
of the pressure.
230, there were like 230 kilometers per hour winds right in front of my face, so I didn't realize if I'm breathing or not, and I got really scared because of this.
Believe it or not. All
Damn,
right.
that's an experience. I also wanna try skydiving in the future. But you said also that you were in Ukraine for visiting. You were in this war, right? Like the war that started in 2022,
2022.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you
Yeah,
were last year in 2025, or
I've been basically every year besides 2022. I haven't been in 2022, but after that I've been two times every year. Um, this is something more recent for me. Like I never thought I would go to places that are in a war zone, but because I'm very curious and adventurous, in 2023 I said, okay, I want to go to see how it is and how things are presenting themselves. And I've been two times. One time to the capital and another city closer to the east. I didn't stay much time there because it was quite dangerous. And after that, I've been another time to western cities just to visit them to see how it is. And because I realized it's a meaningful experience, you can learn a lot of things, and a lot of things are happening, and it's a uh, really impactful life experience. I decided to go again the next summer. I've been to other cities,
Just to
and
feeling
last
the adrenaline?
that's also it's just a part of the reason. But it's generally speaking, it's a very profound way of traveling because you learn a lot of things, you realize a lot of things. It's not necessarily overly dramatic if you don't go very close to the front line. So,
Mm.
but there are a lot of things that happen, and you understand better the world that you live in and how a country at war works.
Okay, so you were in a conflict area, we can say. There it was some moments when you want to say, oh, it was not a good decision to be there. It happens or not?
Um, yeah, it happened a few times because in the few trips that I did, there were some explosions and stuff like this. But I was not as scared as when I did skydiving because I realized I'm pretty good at statistics and probabilistics, and I realized that chances of something happening to me are pretty low. Because if you do the calculus, even though you hear explosions and stuff like this, in reality, it's not that dangerous. I mean, some people will die, but most probably not me.
Not me today.
It's like in car accidents, you hear on the news somebody died today.
Mm.
But if you live in Bucharest, for example, you can hear every day somebody died in an accident, but it's almost never you. Of course, nobody can guarantee that it will not be you, but the chances are slim. So it's the same when traveling to this kind of areas.
Okay.
Actually, it's also the thing that you minimize the risk of happening something to you. If you don't travel by car, you minimize the risk of getting in a car accident, basically.
Yeah,
If
but
you,
you
if
can
you,
also die like a pedestrian or on a bike.
oh
Or
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
And
that's the
also you
thing.
can be the best driver in the world, but somebody else is drunk and kills you. So you can never be 100% sure, but also you shouldn't be afraid to go outside the house. You shouldn't live in fear because you'll die in a car accident. So I did the same, basically.
A lot of possibilities.
And you are
I
more
appreciate.
afraid. You are more afraid. Sorry, Mikhail.
Please.
Tudor, you're more afraid of skydiving than going in Ukraine when there is a conflict there. Like,
Yes, because I analyzed before going there, I analyzed what is exactly the risk. Because when you look at the pictures and stuff like this, it can seem very dangerous. It's like a car accident. You look on the news, you see a lot of images, but you realize if you go to Bucharest right now, probably nothing will happen to you. So you shouldn't be afraid. Same for there. But when I did skydiving, I was really afraid because I didn't know what to expect. And it was kind of
mm,
an extreme situation.
I see. So you're more afraid of something you don't know, actually, than
Yeah, I
something you
think
know.
I think we all are more afraid of the unknown. If you understand something, even if you don't like it, but if you understand it at least a little bit, you are less afraid of it. But if you don't understand anything you go into the unknown, of course you'll be more afraid.
That's what happens in everyday aspect of our life. If we want to try something new, like for example, we want to change our job. For example, we have to take the calculus, the statistics on what we want to achieve, and also that we if we don't calculate the things before, we might get disappointed, or maybe the,
Yeah.
the decision will not be so good. Like for example, I'm I'm one of the guys who actually is more impulsive in that way. Like I like to take actions. Like I'm not the type of guy who actually get the statistics and then goes to action. For example,
Mhm. I mean, it's
you
very good to take action, but you shouldn't go directly into something you know nothing about. I'm sure you know at
yeah,
least a
yeah,
little bit what you're doing, because if you don't
a,
know
a
at
little
all,
a little bit there. Yes, exactly,
it's enough. A little bit is enough. But if you, for example, you want to do something that is dangerous, or even change a job, but you don't know nothing, absolutely nothing about it, it's very probable that you'll regret it afterwards. So, but if you know
exactly,
a little bit, it's already enough. The action is more important after that.
exactly.
I understand. Now, because each of you mentioned the idea of statistics, of probabilities, I have a common question. Do you think in things which can be impossible to happen?
Personally, I think nothing is really impossible outside of the laws of physics, let's say. But many things that people think to be impossible are usually possible. It's our brain that creates a limit. Usually, most sci-fi books or movies, a lot of things from them became reality. This is what history proves us. So yeah, most things that seem impossible are, I think, are possible. Of course, there are the limits of physics and stuff like this, but uh, everything else, it's just our limitation,
So the sky is the limit?
basically.
Okay, I ask you because now, from the moment of the truth, we are going to the second interesting part of Welcome to the Michael's podcast. This part is calling Impossible Decision. Here, we want to know from our guest to see if for him happened a moment when discover his leadership potential and had an impact in his community. So, Mr. Tudor Roman from Romania, in this moment of impossible decision, do you have something to share about your leadership in the content of traveling?
Yes, so until now I talked about past experiences from a few years ago, let's say. But this is something that happened in the past weeks, let's say. So I've been a few times to Ukraine in the past years, and I realized uh, how important the what is happening there is, and I realized that I can bring a much more meaningful impact if I go there also doing some volunteering work. And this is what I want to do right now. Like even in a few days, I will go back there, and I will do some volunteering this time. I think this is the way I can bring more impact to the community while also doing what I like, which is traveling.
And
Interesting.
could you tell us what type of volunteering work will you do?
Well, right now I'll go just for a few days. I'm planning maybe in the summer to go again, but I'm not sure yet. I'm waiting for this next trip to happen first, where I will stay just a few days. 2 days I will volunteer in a kitchen that offers free food to people internally displaced people from the war. So basically, people who moved from other cities uh, to that city because of the war. And in one day, I will go with another NGO which helps the military with um, different non-lethal products. For example, candles for keeping the warm during winter months, for example.
Okay, that's interesting and a lot of surprising things. It's amazing that you want to give something to the society back, and it's amazing that you find this way and choose this type of area, which, to be honest, you should be brave to do this. So, congratulations,
Thank you.
and wish you to come back, and wish you to share with
Come,
us in
come back
another,
alive in peace.
of course,
Pieces. Not
and
not in
wish you
pieces.
correctly to come to another episode to share your experience, which you share that will be happening in the next week or something like this.
Yeah, basically next week.
Mhm. Next week, since we make this first episode. Amazing. Good, good. I hope that it will be an amazing session also there. Maybe there you can share a little bit about welcome to the Michael's podcast because we try to have valuable lessons for everyone and to find another leadership person there. Why not
Yeah,
have?
thank you for inviting me, and I'll be glad to come again and tell about these things which I plan to do right now and other things that will happen in the near future.
Yeah, just to be safe, just to be so brave like you were until now. So congratulations for
Thank you.
all of your business until now. Okay, business in the meaning of traveling, and also be happy with your life. Be happy about what are you doing, and not the least, be who are you, original one.
Thank you, and I also wish you the best.
Wish you all the best. So, guys, ladies and gentlemen, this was Welcome to the Michael's podcast first episode. We have Tudor, a brave man from Romania, with the topic of traveling. I was Mr. Mihail, and Mr.
Mihai.
Do you want to add something, please?
To add something, the lesson for today. In all the podcasts, we need to have a lesson. The lesson for today is from Tudor that we have to take a leap of faith. You have to take a leap of faith and do the things we want. And also, don't be afraid of taking actions. Like skydiving was more scarier than visiting Ukraine, for example, for Tudor. That's like a really bizarre thing, but
Why
it's
moment? Why? Yeah.
but every person is different. Different persons have different um they are
Habit.
scared of
Habit.
different things,
Yeah.
but we shouldn't not be afraid of taking leap of faith once in a while. That's the lesson for
So,
today.
see you guys in the next episode. See you, Tudor, in the next experience of you with all of this amazing fact. And in my opinion, wish you all the best, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.